Lately, we've been so focused on covering our walls that the outside of our house and land has taken a back seat. It's like chaos on the land, and it's really stressing me out. But before we can make any progress on cleaning up the land, we have to take care of a problem that we created. What we're doing is just fixing a mistake that we made. Follow along as the land gets a much needed cleanup. And life will be feeling a lot better here. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a moment of the build. Earlier, you guys saw us painting our new chicken door. We have only gotten the primer coat on it. The coat of nice paint that will look beautiful will go on it later, but we need this chicken door to be functional because lately we have just been unscrewing off a giant piece of plywood or OSB that's all water saturated, removing it, getting the eggs, and then putting it back on. So we're going to attempt to get this done quick before I have to leave for an evening activity. So here we go. You've been out all day because you're super naughty. Hello. It's been a while.
Get a little.
Look at all those eggs. Okay, you can see the hinge. Are you coming in, Parmy, to check it out? We are working on something today that we wish we didn't need to work on because what we're doing is just fixing a mistake that we made. About 2 weeks ago, you guys watched us put up a shed and we were super excited to get all of the stuff that we moved from our house into that shed. It's all of our outdoor items, so nothing that needs to stay super dry, but we just made some errors that made it totally not watertight. So let me show you those and show you guys what we're gonna get fixed today. One of the reasons we haven't gotten to this project yet is because after we got the shed up, I swear it rained for like a week and a half after that. So we finally got a dry patch of weather and we're gonna use it to our advantage and fix these mistakes that I'm about to show you. Well, the first thing we did is we built the platform too big. We knew we made it just a little bit too big, but it ended up being way too big. There was nothing in the plans that said build the platform to this width and this length. They gave the dimensions of the shed, but when they gave those dimensions, it was of the overhang of the roof. So unfortunately, because we made it just a little bit bigger, it became a lot bit bigger. So when it rains, all the water drips from up here, hits this, and then has the potential to roll back in. We did put caulking down, so it's not terrible on the inside, except we used different sized scraps of OSB. So one piece was plywood and was a lot different on its thickness. So here we just had total rain running in right when it started, and the caulk just couldn't even set up on time and couldn't even create that barrier for us. Ryan has already gone around the edges and put up some roof tar that would try to set in the rainy weather, but now that we've got it dry, we're going to get it all cleared out in here. We're going to set up one of our fans in here to let these really dry, and we have some Flex Seal that we're going to paint all around the edge of this form so that then that rain can't be going in underneath it. The last thing we do need to do is not quite our fault, but those plastic washers that go on the screws when you put them into these types of sheds, some of them just didn't make that connection and spread out. So Ryan's going to put a little silicone around the screws. That's something we actually talked about when we were putting it up. We were like, maybe we should put silicone on this so these don't have water coming through. We didn't do that, so water's been getting in. So we're going to get this all taken care of. make this shed watertight, and then we can finally start putting our stuff into it. It's like we're running a marathon, and the distance of a marathon keeps changing. It says that I should rough up the area with some sandpaper. Okay, here we go. We could even get the black fan going in here. Be like a little wind tunnel.
All right, we got done weatherproofing our shed, and now we're letting that Flex Seal dry. Hopefully that gives us a waterproof sealant around that edge, and we can start moving some stuff into the shed because we have a lot of mess on our hands from our move. It'd be great to start utilizing that space as a dry space. So we're all done there. We have some fans in there drying, and I think Sarah and I are off to have a little bit of lunch.
You all want out? You want them to come play? All right, watch out, Duckles. As you can see, we still have a lot of stuff on our deck because we haven't been able to get the shed all stocked with all of these items. So getting it all watertight today and making sure we can actually start putting things out without it totally leaking is much needed, because one of the things we need to get done is the outdoor railing on our deck. And we were hoping to start that this week with the weather being so nice, but with the deck being so cluttered, it's totally impossible. So we are one step closer with having that shed all sealed up in those spots, and the floor is already looking like it's drying out with the 2 fans in place. And now we are actually going to put up a shelf that we used to have in our garage. We actually have 2 of them, so we're going to get one of those put up so this weekend we can start getting all of this stuff moved and put away, and our land will look less cluttered, which will make us feel better. And when we have nice weather, we can turn our attention to the outdoor railing project. We started setting up one of those shelves that used to be in our garage, way too tall for that shed that we built because it's a lower clearance. But we put it into 2, and we're going to end up having like 2 smaller shelves on each side, and then we have 1 more shelf that's a utility shelf that's not quite as tall that we're going to put together quick, and it'll go along the back wall. We can't really put everything in its place though just yet, just because those floors are drying. So I bet by Saturday or Sunday. It's Thursday right now, so by Saturday or Sunday we'll be able to totally just get everything set up, moved in, and life will be feeling a lot better here. I can't handle this clutter that's everywhere, and I mean, our life is in this constant state of like moving things, shifting things, so I'm kind of used to it, but right now it's like chaos on the land, and it's really stressing me out. I bet a lot of you that watch are just the same, and you're feeling it along with us. It is the weekend. We usually don't take you guys along for the ride on the weekend because a lot of times we're just doing chores around the land. But today we are doing chores around the land and some household chores. But I think you guys are going to want to see it because we are going to get all of this stuff behind us that's from when we moved into our shed. It has been busy with its fans drying the floor. It looks great. We've had amazing weather the past few days. So Ryan's also building a fire behind me and we're going to get rid of our burn pile. And I think the land is going to have a pretty awesome transformation today.
Burn fast.
All of our shiplap.
Yeah.
I know. It's all super wet though.
It's like, I don't know. It seems like it dries out pretty quick.
Yeah. We got the shelves all set in the shed back there the way we want them for now. So anyway, I'm gonna start tackling this pile of boxes that's on our deck. It's making us look like the clam pits just a little bit. Get that into a shed so we stop looking that way. And we can pull up and see our beautiful house and not like a pile of stuff. Our burn pile is going amazing. All of that shiplap burns so fast. We found that out. We were actually trying to burn it in our wood stove in the house, but it gets so hot so quickly that it actually gets a little too hot for our indoor stove. So if you're kind of wondering, why are you burning everything outside when you could just use it as fuel? It's just a little bit too much for our stove. So we've got the burn pile still going strong. The deck is almost all cleared off. I think I'm going to bust that out, and when the kids get done eating lunch, I'm going to have them help me move the last little load over, and we'll be done with that. I'm really hoping. It's a beautiful day out. We haven't had a day like this on a weekend for the longest time. It's been raining every single weekend, it seems. So I'm hoping that at the end of this day, we can sit on our deck or sit out on some of our outdoor furniture that we moved from our old house somewhere on our land, enjoy the sun, have an NA beer, and just relax. So let's see if we can get everything done.
You too? Ooh.
Oh, chickies. There's some good worms over here.
You should try to hop on.
No, you. This is not safe, what's about to happen.
All right, now, whoa. All right, roll it forward.
Oh God, Ryan. I gotta let go. You need to get off. We're on a slope. This is not okay.
I'm a log roller professional.
Why do I have the really muddy, gross side?
That's a good question.
So this table that we're rolling down, we've been using it as a table for the past 2.5 years. It's worked great. It's actually what the giant spool of electrical wire came on way back in April of 2021 when we ran our electrical all the way from right beyond that pump house all the way up the road to our house. So we've used it as a table. It's worked great, but we got a lot of our outdoor furniture from our old house that we're gonna set up. And we have a hip camp that we host. Last year we did not host it because our neighbors were building and it was just kind of noisy and we didn't know their schedule, but they're done. So we think we're ready to open back up the hip camp this summer, and our campers will get to enjoy a little table. Because we could probably actually get it up on the website.
Yeah.
Because it's getting to be camping season for people. Major upgrade to the hip camp. All right, I'm back by our shed. We've just kind of moved everything back here, so I'm gonna get it all up on the shelves, all organized. And then I think we might be almost done for the day. I've got a cold and I'm just kind of run down today. And the sun, us tender Pacific Northwesterners just weren't quite ready for it. It's really taking a lot out of me. So anyway, I'm gonna get this stuff organized and I think that'll be that.